What's up? And welcome to the Unruly Podcast. I am your host, Rashawn, and thank you for rocking with me. Question for you. Are you into hunting? I mean, are you one of those people that actually wake up in the morning and desire to hunt some sort of animal? Because I'm not. Hey, but I'm not. I am also not judging you, right? To each his or her own. But I was watching a show, and this guy was tracking down a bear. He's up in Alaska, right? He's tracking down a bear. And for months, he's trying to track this bear. And he can't seem to track this bear successfully on his own. So he borrows a friend of his hunting dog. Now, this is the hunting dog that this friend of his has spent tens of thousands of dollars on, getting it trained, making sure it has all of its necessary shots, making sure it's in position to be as successful as possible while it's tracking. Because that's what this particular dog does. It tracks. You give it a scent of what you're looking for, and it relentlessly and ruthlessly pursues it. And as it pursues it, you just follow it. And so this guy gives it a scent of the bear that he's trying to locate and track down. And so he lets this dog smell. And the dog smells it, boom, takes off. And dude's like, okay, grabs his rifle, and he's jogging behind the dog. And the dog aggressively going after the bear. And then he picks up a scent. And he goes in an opposite direction. You see, the dog had got the scent of a deer, a male, a buck. And he's chasing now a new scent. And the owner, not the owner, but the guy is following him with the rifle and is chasing him. And about halfway through, the deer stops. He can't smell it anymore. The dog can't smell it. He's looking around and he gets a new scent. And it's a fox. And boom, he's shooting after the fox. He's going crazy. He's going after the fox. And he runs for a while. And the guy is winded. He has his rifle and he's breathing and he's sweating. He's like, oh, this isn't what I was expecting. This isn't what I was anticipating. And the dog stops. He's like, finally. And then boom, he goes in another direction. He gets the scent of a groundhog. And man, he's going crazy. And another half mile, he stops. And the guy at this point is about to pass out. And the dog turns around and goes about another 30 feet in the opposite direction and begins digging. And the guy walks over. And the dog is digging. And he finally corners what he was looking for. A mouse. Did you hear me? He had a mouse. Come on. He's supposed to be going after a bear. This big black bear that this man had been tracking for so long. Then he ends up following a buck. Then he ends up following a fox. And then other small rodents. So finally, he's left with just a mouse. And I know if you're the guy hunting, you were probably upset. But I think of myself. I think, bro, Rashawn, are you that dog that has a big vision, a dream, something very specific and particular that you're supposed to be going after, but you allow the distractions and the scent of the things around you determine what you actually chase, what you actually pursue, what you actually use your time, energy, and effort to go after? What are you? And so I ask you that question today. Are you that dog that you have goals and you have dreams and you have a general direction for your life until you catch the scent of something else? And then you jump on that for a little bit and you're going after it with everything you have. And then halfway through, you catch the scent of something else and you're going in an opposite direction. And you're chasing all the things except for the main thing that you wanted because you allowed distraction to dictate your destination. You allow distractions to dictate your If you allow distraction to dictate your destination, you'll never make it to where you're supposed to go. You'll never make it to where you're supposed to go because every time you're getting close, every single time you're closing in, another direction. Come on, if you don't have a plan to interrupt your interruptions, God's plans for your life will always be interrupted. I'm going to say it again. In this age of social media, in this age of you just need a quick little dopamine hit. You just need to scroll. You just need to go. You just need to fix your focus and focus on something is what I'm telling you. Focus on one thing. That's how you become a master. That's how you lean in and build a craft and a skill set that's great, not chasing 17 different things. One day you want to do this, and the next day you want to do that, and then you want to be in a relationship, and then you don't. And you're like, I'm tired. Yeah, you're tired of going in so many different directions. Pick a place and go. Pick a direction and go in that direction. Telling me, oh, I want to do this, and if I could just do this, and you're lucky. There's no such thing as luck. I ruthlessly and relentlessly pursued the thing I wanted. Pick a scent and go after it. I don't know. That's up to you to decide. You have to decide where you want to go, but once you make the decision, make it right. Once you make the decision, make it right. Meaning that there are things that you're going to have to overcome, that there's going to be other things that come up. You have to determine, am I relentless? Am I intentional? Am I persistent enough to pursue the thing that I set out for, even though there's other scents in the air? And that was that dog's problem. It was going after the bear until it smelled other things. And he wasn't successful in getting what he was supposed to get. He ended up getting something much smaller. Well below what he deserved, well below the amount of work he was putting in. Why? Because he was distracted, and I don't want that to be you. I don't want you to come up and have to celebrate and deal with something much smaller than the blessing and the goal and the dream you could have had you just stayed the course. Ask yourself, what kind of dog am I? I want to be the type that goes after everything that God has for me. That means I have to eliminate my distractions. You have to have a plan to interrupt your interruptions, or God's plan for your life will always be interrupted. And so I'm excited to walk a group of leaders and a group of people who are ready to take their life to the next level through a system as to how to interrupt your interruptions. So if you're interested in something like that, shoot me a DM, drop me a comment, do whatever you need to do to get in touch with me, and I would love to connect with you. But again, what type of dog are you? This is Rashawn. This is the Unruly Podcast. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. And until next time, stay unruly.